Okay, and we are recording.
Woohoo! See how easy that is?
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Okay, so we are now. I need to find the button where I show screen, and I don't see that. But anyway, I'll get to that in a minute. Maybe
It's down at the bottom, Marcy. If you
down at the bottom. Okay, I've got
invite participants and then share screen.
there. It is. Mine says share. Okay, awesome. Okay, so we are talking about Rockcroks. And Rockcroks have been with us for a while. I actually have it on my phone exactly the year. Do you remember, Dixie or Dawn?
I want to say 3 or 4 years.
I think it's longer than that.
It's longer than that.
Is it longer than that?
I think so.
I want to say, if I ain't badly mistaken, is 13, because I wrote it down in my phone. Let me check real quick, because I know it's right here.
I would say at least 8.
I would too, yeah. 2013, Rockcrok introduced.
So that was 6 years.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And let's see, and Pampered Chef is 39 years old this year in October.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So a little bit of trivia there. So, so they've been around for a little bit, and what I wanted to share with everybody was I wanted to share my screen so that there's a place that you can go that is very, very informative about your Rockcroks. And, you know, I was going to share some recipes with you and everything, and how to incorporate bookends and recruiting in that. So let me go ahead and share and see if I can get to that spot. Just hold on and just hit share, right? That's all.
Share, and then it'll show you everything on your screen, and you click what you want to share.
Okay, so can y'all see it, my screen now?
Yep, we're seeing the Zoom.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Pampered Chef, and then I'm going to show you where I'm going log in and everything, and I'm going to show you where to go to get some very valuable information about the Rockcroks. Who can tell me what the highest temperature a Rockcrok is heat safe to? Can somebody tell me?
Well, the grill Rockcrok is like 750, I think, isn't it?
Well, they're all the same heat.
They are.
Once you get to your screen, you go to full site. Okay, so we're going to full site. They're heat safe to 752 degrees, and I always tell my customers that, especially in a live party or in a virtual party, because it's important to know that, especially when you put your Rockcroks on the grill. Because I noticed the other day when I was cooking with my Rockcrok on the grill, my grill is 650 degrees. Now you can't put your lid on there. That's tempered glass, and it's not safe up to that amount. So when you're in your parties, make sure you tell people that they are heat safe to 752 degrees. So, okay, so once we get here and it says spring, summer resources, we click there, and you think, okay, Rockcrok's not going to be under spring, summer, but it is. Once it goes, hello. Okay, maybe it's not there. It was today.
I'm trying to move your screen with my mouse.
Here it is. Okay, the very first thing is product training resources. Okay, so we go to our site, we go to full site, then we go to spring summer 2019 resource guide, then we go to product training resources. Okay, so once we click there, okay, and then when you scroll down, you have, we even have updates here, updated some pictures and stuff here, but we go down until we find our Rockcrok, and we hit learn more. And then your Rockcrok collection here, it tells everything that you ever wanted to know about the Rockcrok. You know, they go everywhere, no seasoning required. A lot of times I get asked, do you have to season the Rockcrok like you do the stoneware? No, you do not have to season it. It's made of a light material. We compare it sometimes to this cast iron about, you know, in ways that it cooks, although cast iron does not go in the microwave, and it doesn't have a slow cooker stand. And it's not as, ours is not as heavy. The Rockcrok is as heavy as cast iron is. It is lightweight material. You can use utensils in it, so it's metal safe for the utensils. It has even heat distribution. High retention, we talked about, it's 752 degrees. It also can go in your refrigerator, your freezer, dishwasher, and it can go from hot to cold, and you don't have to worry. It's resistant to the thermal shocks, whereas your stoneware, of course, you have to be more careful with that. And it's talking about cook and look. The tempered glass lid is safe to 400 degrees in the oven. Recipes, when I first, back in, it was 2013, right? Is that what we said? Yeah.
Yes.
I remember the very first thing that I cooked in the Rockcrok was a dessert, and it was the upside down pineapple cake. And it was just a great show recipe. It showed the everyday Rockcrok well, and it was, you know, it's something that I still use to this day. Also, I take my Rockcrok to every show, my everyday Rockcrok, because it is in the middle kit. You know, I've got several recruit leads because I used some of the things that were in the kit, and that got them very interested to knowing that you can get that kit for $149, and it is $149, right? Am I correct with that? Yeah. And the Rockcrok itself is $119. So, you know, they could get a kit and start their own business instead of just getting the Rockcrok. That was a good recruiting tool that I used. Another really good recipe that I like to do is the lava cake. I did that recently at a show, and I had some young girls there that were new to cooking and everything, and they were really excited to see how to cook a cake in 8 minutes. I mean, total time like 15 minutes, whereas you normally have to cook a cake between mixing it up, and I mixed it right in the Rockcrok. I don't even use a separate bowl. I don't use a batter bowl or anything. And then you just scoop your icing in there, 8 minutes in the microwave, done. They were just super impressed. And also another one where you can show that it goes in the oven too is the s'mores cake, because you need to toast those marshmallows. Just make sure they don't catch on fire. And don't ask if I know.
If you close the oven and walk away, they will catch on fire.
Catch on fire. So I watched them faithfully, you know, because sometimes that happened. It was okay. It wasn't, you know, a big deal. I just blowed them out and went on and then just left the door open. So it worked good. So those recipes are some great ones. You know, the bruschetta pasta, I think it is, that's a really great show recipe that, you know, shows that you can cook noodles in it. You know, who thought you can cook noodles in the microwave, you know, and turns out really well. But we do have different sizes. Of course, we have the casserole, which is a 2-quart capacity. And then we have the everyday, which is 2.5, and the Dutch oven, which is 4. And a lot of times people will ask you, you know, how much does this one hold? How much does that one hold, you know? And a lot of times I do recommend the Dutch over the everyday, because you can always, you know, add food, but you can't, if the little one, you can't add more food. So if you've got the big one, you're all set, whether you're having a big meal or a small meal. You know what I'm saying? It's makes more sense to get the bigger one than to get the everyday one. Now, we do have the biggest one, which is the Dutch oven extra large, which is 8-quart capacity. And I have it. And Dawn, do you have it? Do you use yours?
No.
You don't?
And I will tell you, this might not be the right thing to say, but if people ask me, I just think it's too big.
Yeah, it is, but I love it. I love it when I want to do, of course, this was before the quick cooker, but I want to do a big batch of collards or a big batch of something. And it's just me and my husband, you know.
Right.
But I love it for those kind of things. And but like I say, with the quick cooker, it's so much easier with the quick cooker that, you know. Now we also have the one that's a grill stone. Of course, it's 15 inches in diameter, and that one is great for so many things. You know, your pizzas or flatbreads, all those things. You know, your frozen pizzas. I used to cook it on a stone, and I just throw it on that now, and it works well. A good try me piece is the 9x9 small grill stone. So if somebody's, you know, interested in the Rockcroks, but they don't want to buy a bigger one right away, then that's a great try me piece. And then, of course, we have the slow cooker stand, which the everyday Rockcrok fits in, and the Dutch oven. None of the others fit in that one except for those two. Something else that I saw here, there's two other things. Pampered Chef sends out, when somebody buys a Rockcrok, they send out these emails. I thought that was interesting to show that it doesn't stop at the purchase. They send out emails to help the customer get used to their new product. I thought that was really, really cool. And then, of course, you have, you know, this is just a super resource for anything you ever wanted to know about the Rockcroks. Something else I wanted to share. Let's see how much time I've got. Have I got plenty of time?
Yeah, you got plenty of time.
Okay. Now, when you go to your own website, and I think, let me just do it this way real quick. That was in caps. I'm just going to put in Rockcrok, and yeah, see, this way is not going to give me what I want. But when you go to your own website, and I'm going to go to that real quick and show you. Let me I got it marked here somewhere. My PC website, that might be what it is. And you type in Rockcrok on your website. And you just click on any one that pops up. Make sure it's, you know, one that is not the stand. There's a place here that has selling tips. Okay, so can y'all see that you just pull it up, and then you scroll down. Not only do you have your use and care and your replacement parts, but you have selling tips. So if you're doing a virtual party, you can pull up these selling tips and say that you wanted them to know that, you know, this is the newest and the biggest of the Rockcroks. That's one of the things. And then right here it says how to sell. You can you could like copy and paste some things. This one doesn't really have like you can copy and paste. This is more like if you're talking to somebody. But on the other Rockcroks, let me pull up one that it actually does. And somebody that was very successful with virtual parties, this is who I got this from. She used this, and she just copied and pasted from the website the selling tips. And like here, see, it tells you the perfect size vessel for making side dishes, appetizers, desserts. It tells you about that, so you don't have to think up something, you know, to put on your virtual parties. And down here, effective selling phrases. And then everyone wants durable, high-quality cookware that performs day in and day out, but there are so many options. How do you choose? And then says Pampered Chef simplifies that. Well, putting something like that into your virtual party, you don't have to think about it because Pampered Chef's already thought about it for you. Another thing, they have the cross-selling. Have it right here. You you know, if they're interested in this one, they would probably be interested in the other ones to complete their set. You got your, well, still have the bamboo spoons. We just have the teak included. I mean, they're both in the catalog now. So it's not going to scratch up and it shows right here, you can cross sell those and your nylon tools. And then even gives you the booking and recruiting tips right here that you can certainly incorporate in your virtual parties. And then even in your live parties, you can go in and say, you know, since I'm going to show the Rockcrok tonight, I'm going to go in and just kind of freshen up on it. And you can read these tips, the booking and recruiting, and it's right there. I mean, Pampered Chef has done all of the work for us. We don't have to reinvent the wheel. It's right here. So that was another thing I wanted to show you. And of course, there's the videos. And when you're doing your virtual parties, who all uses videos in your virtual parties other than videos of you cooking yourself? Do you use the videos that Pampered Chef provides?
Mm-hmm.
So
yes.
You use them? Okay. And you have to download them to your computer to have them accessible, or you can use the ones that they do on YouTube.
That's what I usually do is the YouTube.
That way you don't have to, you know, but I have them accessible right there because my computer's new and I figured, you know, it's not going to clog it up too much, you know, but they're right there and I just pop them right into the virtual parties. And so that's another good thing that Pampered Chef has provided for us, not only the marketing imagery, but also, you know, the videos are right in there. Let me go back to.
And does everybody know about sharing stuff from your website? That it's a permanent link back to you? So if somebody says, hey, could you share with me the taco ring recipe? Don't go to Pampered Chef website and share the link. Go to your website and share the link. That way, every time they click on it, it takes them to your website. So it keeps them attached to you. And if they share it, it's a link to your website. Same thing with Pinterest. If you pin things from your website, then it's a permanent link back to you. And with Pinterest, if I pin something and then my friends see it and they pin it, then their friends see it and they pin it, you see what can happen?
Yeah.
How quickly your info can get out there. So just be mindful of that. Sometimes I don't think about it. I just go over to the website, to the Pampered Chef website and share it. But we need to always remember to share from our personal website.
Yeah. And another thing in your virtual parties too, the outlet, what I do is I go to that person's link and I share the outlet from their link instead of, and I want to say it makes a difference because when they click on it, they see that it's that person's link and they get stuff from the outlet and put it in their cart and everything. But I think that's about all that I had for the Rockcroks. Is there anything else anybody else can think of that they would like to share about the Rockcroks?
I think the one thing that I always try to share with people, even though Pampered Chef says the flat ones are stovetop safe, I do not recommend they use those on the stovetop because unless their burner is the right size, it is going to crack. But that's a really good one to share, especially coming up with summertime for grilling shows. If they want to do their grilled pizzas outside or even vegetables or shrimp or things that are harder to put on the grates of a grill, I love to use those. And then the small one is perfect for taking camping to do like eggs and bacon and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and I know that you need to have enough food on it. You can't just put one little piece of something and expect it to cook. And, you know, I mean, it's so uneven and stuff that something might happen to it. You know, it has been known to happen. So you need to have an even amount of food on that surface. And you need to have liquid in the ones, the quart-like ones. I remember them saying that it's a good thing to have some liquid in that on top of the stove. We actually used the every day. It might have been, no, it was a Dutch oven one, and put it on the grill, and we put oil in it and fried, or deep fried, I guess you would say, soft crabs the other night, and they turned out real good. It was just like they were cooking on the stove, except for you didn't have all that smell in the house, So it's good to have something that is safe like that for the grill, without it being cast iron or something like that, something that's heavy and something that can't go in the dishwasher. So they have a lot of good qualities.
Another thing that I have heard, especially in the military community, is that and Dixie, you would know this, but when you move, you get 2 shipments. You get that first shipment, which is small.
Express shipment.
Yeah, and then you have to wait a while before you get your big shipment. But the Rockcrok is great because in that early shipment, you can have that one Rockcrok and do all your cooking, because it does go on everywhere. So that's a big selling point if you're in the military community or an area that people move a lot. And I think that's important in your shows, that you kind of know your audience and you tailor the products that you are featuring to that audience, to the specific needs of that audience.
Yeah.
That to me is when you really, really are able to sell a lot of product.
Yeah, because you could take the Dutch oven and then the big grill, just them two alone, and cook meals.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. Any other recipes that y'all like to show off using Rockcroks? I will tell you one of my favorites is the risotto. If you've not done that risotto recipe in the Rockcrok, it's amazing.
Really?
It is one of my very favorite recipes.
Is that a microwave?
It's microwave. Yep.
Okay, because I've never done risotto other than in the quick cooker. So I know we've had the other recipes, but I've just never tried them.
Yeah, it is fantastic. And what's good about it is that it shows, because you started on the stovetop, and you saute your onions and your garlic and then throw in your rice, and then you finish it off in the microwave.
Oh, okay. Do you remember how long it takes in the microwave?
17 minutes.
That's not bad.
And then while that's cooking, I usually do chicken in the grill pan.
Okay.
And add that to it, so it's a full meal.
Yeah.
It's got your rice, your cheese, your spinach, sun-dried tomatoes, and grilled chicken. So that's, if you like doing main dishes, that's a really good main dish to do in the Rockcrok.
Yeah, sounds good.
I would recommend try. And then the zucchini bruschetta pasta. I don't know if you said that one, Marcy.
Yeah, I said bruschetta pasta. So.
Yeah. I do not use any pasta with mine. I do all zucchini.
Really?
And I love it that way, and it makes it good for anybody that's trying to do low carb.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I did that at a couple of shows last year. I think it was the bruschetta zucchini pasta, and that people just fell in love with that recipe. It was, and I'm so glad that it's in there for new consultants, because it's easy and it's fancy, and it's just impressive. So.
There's also a chicken parmesan one. Has anybody done that one?
Don't think. Well,
it uses the zucchini noodles too, but it's I think it has like spaghetti sauce and chicken. That one's a little bit different, so that's another good option.
Right.
And then I don't know if you talked about the pineapple upside down cake.
Yeah, that was the first dessert that I mentioned, and the s'mores cake, and then the lava cake. So those three are super easy and just impressive too,
And And
I
if
do
you're
the
doing
pineapple
like
upside down cake all the time here at my house. My crowd loves it.
That what?
The pineapple upside down cake. I
Oh
think
yeah, I've seen it. You've
crowd
made
loves
that
it.
quite a few times. Yeah.
Yeah.
that's a popular one. And if you're doing an afternoon show and they want just more like appetizer food, the cheesy chicken bruschetta dip and the chicken chipotle nacho dip. Now the chicken chipotle nacho dip is not called, it doesn't call for the Rockcrok. That one you do it like on the bar pan because it's a new consultant recipe, but I do it in the Rockcrok in the microwave.
And that's the thing. These recipes you can do in different vessels. Then it's just like that risotto one can probably be done in the quick cooker that you were talking about.
Right. Yep. So you pick a vessel that you want to feature and you go with it. And the cool thing about the Rockcroks is just like the cookware, just like the quick cooker, it's a power tool. And when you are selling a power tool, you want to make sure that you're giving them multitudes of uses for that product. So they know, they're not buying that product just to make a chocolate lava cake.
Right. And that's the thing. They're not going to spend $119 just to make a cake. It can do, just like you said, a multitude of things other than that. It's super versatile and cook a ton of things. And also knowing that Pampered Chef sends them an email, that really, because you're always thinking, okay, it's going to be home in the box. They're not going to take it out. But Pampered Chef is reminding them that, hey, you've bought this, take it out and use it, with these recipes and stuff.
And I will tell you, you also want to let them know that your website is a free resource. And I don't say the Pampered Chef website. I say turn over to the back of your catalog. You're going to see my website. Right. So when you get this product in your kitchen, you're going to go straight to my website. You're going to put the name of the product in, and you're going to click on the recipe tab. And you're going to find hundreds of recipes for that product. And what that does is it, again, ties them back to you. It gets them in the habit of going to your website and using that as a resource so that they do have some ideas. And I always say, when you first get a product, you need a little help to get you started. Once you get started, you're just going to be doing your own stuff in there. Right. But those recipes will get you started. So I think getting them over to your website is really important.
And then they'll see other stuff that they like. So
That's right. And just remember, guys, with all the products, it is your job to build value in that product. Because like Marcy said, they're not going to open up the catalog and say, oh my gosh, I got to have this $149 pot. They're just not going to do it. They might say, that's a cool little $16 knife. But they're not going to do that with a $149 pot. So that is why it's important to talk about the high-priced products so that you can explain to them why that is going to make a difference in their kitchen.
Yeah, I used to wouldn't even talk about the more expensive items. And now the power tools is what I feature. I mean, like you say, they'll buy a little knife. That's a no-brainer. But as far as the power tools, they need those in their kitchen. It's like an appliance, another appliance. They need it.
Yep. And don't be afraid, and make sure that you make yourself knowledgeable, just like Marcy was showing you tonight, where to go and learn about that product. And I always say the best way to learn about a product is put it in your kitchen and use it. Because when you use it, you're going to fall in love with it. And when you fall in love with something, what do?
Tell everybody about it.
Yeah.
Talk about it all the time.
And you talk about it with enthusiasm. If I'm just talking about what's in that catalog and what somebody else told me, I'm not enthusiastic because I don't have any personal connection to that. So you want to make sure you're using your products in your kitchen so you've got that to share with people. Lots of good info. Thanks for sharing where they could find all that info on the website, because I think that's important. And sometimes it's hard. I don't know about y'all. But just like Marcy was saying, well, today it was there. Sometimes it's difficult to find stuff and you're like, I know I saw this. Where was it? Yeah. So familiarize yourself with that so you've got that information right at your fingertips. Anybody have questions about Rockcroks or any of the
5
accessories?
minutes. I think it says about 5 minutes.
Okay. All right. Well, guys, good job coming on tonight and joining us. Hey, Penny, I never heard you, but I see your picture up there. Glad you could join us tonight. Marcy did get this recorded, so we will post the recording. Was anybody on last week? Did Jenna and Bianca do last week? Was that helpful?
No, I missed it. I fell asleep.
Okay.
I missed it too. Good talking to you, or good listening in.
Good, Penny. We're glad you were here tonight.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Well, y'all have a great week. Marcy, thank you so much.
Thank
Great
you.
information. Appreciate you.
Yeah, it was.
Thank you.
All right. Y'all take care. Talk to you soon.